Ah, so the critic thinks he has spotted our great contradiction. He believes EFILism is optimism in disguise, that to speak of ending life is to dream utopian dreams. What childish nonsense! EFILism does not traffic in utopia, it does not cling to fantasy, it does not promise paradise, it simply states the obvious. Life is a harm engine, and every sentient creature shoved through its gears suffers. To recognize that and to propose a way out is not optimism, it is grim clarity. We do not imagine red buttons and cartoon death rays. We do not sketch fantasies of coercive domination. EFILism is not about violence, it is about prevention. Prevention of harm, prevention of pointless suffering, prevention of yet another child being born only to cry, bleed, and die. The philosophy seeks a quiet ending, not a fiery one. A winding down, not an explosion. A cessation where fewer and fewer are forced to endure the torment until finally no one is left to be hurt at all. That is not optimism, that is mercy. But of course, the critic declares such an end impossible. He waves his arms and shouts, "You cannot extinguish every fish, insect, and reptile." Again, how adorable. EFILism does not propose exterminating insects with tweezers. It does not demand we build machines to scour the earth of every beetle. It says instead, stop breeding them. Stop churning out more hosts for parasites, more prey for predators, more nervous systems to be shredded on the altar of evolution. Species die out without our assistance. Every fossil is proof. The task before us is not destruction, but non-creation. Peaceful, gradual, deliberate. And then comes his greatest self-own. He admits that people cling to life for irrational reasons. He thinks this admission absolves him when it condemns him. If life is affirmed not out of reason but out of fear, habit, and delusion, then what you are defending is not value but addiction. Religion is not reason. National anthems are not reason. Coping mechanisms are not reason. The desire to believe life is good does not make it so. The drug tastes sweet, but the drug is poison. EFILism is the one voice saying, put the bottle down. He praises humility, by which he means resignation. He says life is here to stay. That is not humility. It is surrender. It is the philosophy of the beaten, the broken, the coward. History is littered with people who said, this cruelty will never end. Slavery was here to stay. Patriarchy was here to stay. And yet progress was carved out by those too arrogant to accept inevitability. EFILism is that refusal. It says, we can stop adding fuel to the fire. We can let it burn out. We can choose mercy. And then, the libel, the cheap, grubby lies that EFILists fantasize about sterilizing the poor, killing pregnant women, skinning people alive. Utter filth. This is not philosophy. This is mudslinging. Every ideology has its lunatics, its trolls, its deranged voices on the internet. To take them as the creed itself is dishonest to the point of parody. EFILism as a philosophy is clear. Minimize suffering, reduce coercion, wind down life peacefully. To smear it with gore is to reveal your own desperation, your lack of argument. No, my critic, it is not EFILism that is violent. It is life that is violent. It is breeding that is coercion. It is birth that thrusts someone into pain without their consent. Every predator's teeth, every parasite's burrow, every disease cell, all of it made possible by the endless churn of reproduction. You defend the violence by calling it life. We seek to end the violence by ending the machine that produces it. Gently, gradually, without adding more bodies to the pile. So do not call us optimists. Do not call us utopians. We are the undertakers of fantasy, the auditors of delusion. We do not believe salvation waits at the end of time. We believe only this: suffering exists, and we can stop making more. That is not hope. That is responsibility. That is not arrogance. That is compassion. And when the critic says, curb your optimism, I laugh. EFILism is not optimism. It is the final rejection of optimism. It is the recognition that no happy ending comes, no divine justice arrives, no cosmic redemption balances the scales. There is no prize. There is no victory. There is only the possibility, the duty of sparing the unborn the torment we endure. That is not optimism. That is mercy in its purest form. So let the record be clear. EFILism does not call for fire, but for silence. Not for slaughter, but for abstinence. Not for coercion, but for refusal. We are not dreamers. We are the last realists. And when the long night finally falls, it will not be optimism that brought it. It will be compassion.